The show features adults using adult language and discussing mature topics. You have been warned. Hey, everybody. Yeah, we started a little late today, a little bit of technical difficulties to say the least, but welcome back. You might have noticed our overlay's been revamped. And we also got some different characters this time around. So I think we'll start with them. So, Cazador and Willow. You both have known each other for a while. Maybe you've done adventures together. Maybe you've helped fight off the fires with the tenders in the Humblewood. Um, but one way or another, you both receive an invitation from a friend of yours named Sorceress Mapleleaf of the Avum. And the Avum is pretty much the school of magic in Humblewood. And it's located just south of the bandit fortresses up in the mountains. And pretty much all forms of magic are studied there, whether they be divine, whether they be the old ways of nature, or if they're arcane. All forms are studied there. There's like a whole section just for druids and stuff. Like it's nuts. But you are no strangers to this place, as you have come to here and helped them in defense on more than one occasion against bandits coming from the north. And creatures of the night, we'll say. And this Sorceress Mapleleaf is a friend and benefactor who has paid you for your previous deeds. On this cool autumn night, the breeze blows through the streets as you make your way up to her tower.
The invitation, or were we summoned with a letter or something?
Yes, both of you probably were traveling together out in the woods somewhere, like most adventurers in the Humble would do. And a paper bird flew over to both of you, and it like unfolded into a letter, and it was her saying, "Hey, um, I got a minor issue, not too bad of a thing, not a big deal, but it's an excuse for me to invite you over for dinner. And I really like your company. If you two could come here, that'd be super awesome."
Lovely.
That's pretty much what the note was. And I think that would be a good opening area where we'll just say like you guys are just like right off the road, and we'll just say there's a bunch of like unconscious bandits around you or something, that you can describe your characters. So I think we'll start with Cazador. What does Cazador look
So
like?
it's a 6 foot and a couple inches tall Cervan guy. I mean, it looks kind of taller because of the massive antlers, which
Is there any kind of
it's probably a male.
specific kind of stag or like some kind, like a specific breed of deer or
It's
elk?
a red deer. I don't know how you. I don't know if you have them there. It's like the classic Spanish deer we have all over Europe.
Oh, okay, that works. So you're from the far west.
Yeah. It wears a direwolf skull as a mask. And other than that, it has a bow, quiver, and an armor made of hide and bark.
Mm. And
That's pretty much it, yeah.
Willow.
Okay. Willow is a tall Arctic fox Vulpin. She is wearing full plate armor, and has a great axe and a great sword strapped on her back. But one of the most distinguishing features about Willow is she has one arm and one arm that is like a tree. It is a prosthetic arm, but has roots instead of just a regular arm. Yeah, instead of digits. But it functions like a prosthetic arm would. And she has one blue eye and one brown eye. And that's it for Willow.
Is the prosthetic arm made of a willow tree?
That's a good idea. Yeah, I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
And I believe Cazador made it for her.
Yes. We'll say that there was like a grievous injury at the beginning of your adventures together where she lost her arm. And Cazador probably just got it for you recently. As in like the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically my job, like tend the wounded in the forest.
There is a convenient cage with a bunch of adorable little forest creatures that are caged up from the bandits. One of the bandits has a really big red mustache.
Oh,
And they mentioned something about
hurt?
turning them into war machines to take over the wood.
Oh no.
It was a very round hedge.
He's a hedge too.
The irony is staggering.
Stop right there, you criminal scum.
Don't like your mustache. I gotta say it. I just don't.
Why, thank you. I work on it quite well. She just like twists the mustache. But he's just like sitting there. You guys have like destroyed his like mechanical stuff, and he had a bunch of Mavwolf minions. But we'll just fast forward to you guys going to the Avium College, and when you get there, you have some nice small talk. You dine on some hot spicy soup and tenderly cooked tofu or a meat of your choice. Since, you know, there's humble folk and bird folk that go between vegetarian and non-vegetarian. Whatever it is, I think the sorcerers would already know what you guys like to some general extent, so they'd probably get whatever you prefer. And you notice that she's more out of sorts than usual. And then a Paul comes over with occasion where her voice of concern about a band of wayward travelers are camped right outside the Avium. They seemed harmless at first, but she had heard reports that they had begun harassing people in the villages surrounding the college and other visitors that come and go, demanding money and wine, and threatening to put hexes on anyone who didn't pay up. Just yesterday, the sorceress noticed that when the town sent guards to scare away the mysterious visitors, they couldn't get the job done, and when the guards returned, they spoke sympathetically of the visitors, and it seemed as if the guards had been magically charmed by them. She doesn't want an armed conflict, but she aims to send a stern message to the visitors and ask you to deliver out on her behalf. If they don't leave before dawn, she says, I'll make them leave one way or another.
Oh.
And you know by that she means she's going to use some magic and probably blow up a wagon or something.
Sure, we can do this peacefully.
Yeah. Don't like much about the blowing up of anything, so I guess we will go see what they're up to.
But first, we gotta have dessert. Bring out the flan! And they bring out some flan. You guys have some nice flan. And then,
Yum.
I like that. You just... And you two travel out to these camps. They're pretty obvious what they are. They're just a bunch of wagons, and they're in like a wagon circle. I'll take the silence as a yes. As the
Yes.
evening grows dark,
Yes. I thought you were
see-
describing the place. I'm sorry.
Oh. As the evening grows dark, you see a dozen Cervians gathered around a crackling bonfire, and they seem to be in good spirits. All of them reindeer-esque looking. A few of them sing and dance around the fire, while others find happiness in their flasks and wineskins. 3 barrel-topped wagons are parked at odd angles. Tied to a nearby tree grazing are half a dozen draft horses, wearing bright coats with bangles and tassels.
Seems like a party.
Yeah. So we just like join in and say, you know, I'm not good at like crowds.
Yes.
Oh, welcome! We got visitors!
Hey.
Grab a seat!
Whoa.
Grab a seat.
Yay. Okay.
Sure.
And they're just singing and dancing stuff. Do you guys do anything?
So,
Mm-hmm.
have any of you had any trouble with the locals?
Oh, we. One of the ladies, which I can't do a lady Slavic voice, but she's like, "Well, we've had a little bit of trouble here and there, but we have our own little tricks." And she winks to the others, and they all chuckle a bit. Do you plan on being
Yeah,
trouble?
we. What?
Do you plan on being trouble?
Oh no.
Good.
We've just heard that some of the inhabitants have been like threatened with hexes by
Threatened?
people around here.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
I
not
mean they
someone
use that
else.
word. I don't know if that would happen.
Oh, not at all. We are traveling caravan, where the road is our home.
So where you come from?
We come
Yeah,
from a
isn't that the
land
question?
far away from here, but also very close. I do have a story to tell you.
Oh.
How about this? Since apparently we've overstayed our welcome, which seems to tend to happen, I, Stranimir, will tell you a story. And after I tell you the story, we'll head off onto the road. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it seems like a fair trade to me.
Excellent. And as he says that, and he looks over at one of the other ones, and they nod. And there's a lot of them still singing and dancing and stuff, but some of them don't look like they don't like go like serious mode or anything, but they do start like putting things away. Not super fast, but and as they go to put things away, Stranimir fills his mouth with wine and then spits into the fire, and the flames turn from orange to green. And as they dance and sway, a dark shape
Oh,
appears.
lovely.
Yes, a green flame appears. And a dark shape appears at the bonfire's core. We come from an ancient land whose name is long forgotten, the land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes, and now we wander the lost roads. The dark shape in the fire takes the form of one of these Cervian being knocked off his horse, and a spear piercing his side. Oh, actually, no, it would not be a Cervian. It's something human folk sized, something humanoid. But it seems to have wings, maybe like a bird folk. And after the spear pierces their side, Stradmir continues. One night, A wounded soldier staggered into our camp and collapsed. We nursed his terrible injury and quenched his thirst with wine. He survived. When we asked him who he wouldn't say. All he wanted was to return home. But we were deep in the land of his enemies, you see. We took him as one of our own and followed him back towards his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, yet we didn't give him up, even when their assassins fell upon us like wolves. Deep in the bonfire, you see the dark figure standing with a sword drawn, fighting off a host of shadowy shapes, most of them looking like wolves. This man of royal blood fought to protect us, and we protected him. We bore him safely, excuse me, the wine's getting to me, to his home. And he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. Stay as long as you wish. Leave when you choose, and know that you'll always be safe here. The figure in the dancing fire vanquishes its final foe, then disperses into a cloud of smoke and embers. Stradomir's face then becomes a somber mask. The curse has befallen our noble prince, turning him into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain, and we've traveled far and wide to find heroes such as yourselves, to end our dread lord's curse and put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Madame Eva, knows all. Would you return with us to the land of Barovia and speak with her?
Oh.
So
Someone else says, I saw you fighting off Modotnik and his evil clockwork henchman.
I mean,
You seem very capable.
oh no.
true. And if help is needed, I mean, it seems like we would be helping.
No, so this man, he's a tyrant. So you want to get rid of him?
No, we want to remove his curse, if possible. But if that's not possible, then at least end his evil reign.
That seems like a thing like really far out of our scope. Like, how do we remove a curse?
Well, you know the ways of the old magics, yes? Don't they have ways of removing evil on the land?
Maybe. Yes. I don't. I've never been to this place that you're talking about, but I could try. I think. I look at Cazador. Like, would you be able to take us to and from? Like, will you bring us back here?
We'd be able to take you there. But we're not sure if we'd be able to take you back out. You would have to find your own way.
I mean, you know, I swore to protect the forest. I didn't specify it had to be this one all the time.
This forest is in much danger.
Okay. I guess we're doing this. All right. If they brought me a drink, I will go to new beginnings, and I take a drink.
It goes still in a merry mood, but a lot quieter. And some of them do smile, and they also acknowledge the cheer and drink. Great. Then we'll see you here at dawn, which is not that long from now. If you want to do any last minute things, I would suggest doing it. If you aren't here by dawn, I guess we'll leave without you. And understand.
Any last things you want to do, Cazador?
Ah,
I'd say you have enough time, like 6 hours worth. So like not enough time for a long rest. Not that you need one.
mm, uh, I have everything with me like always, so
Okay.
I'm good too.
All right. Then we'll cut ahead to dawn, and you all getting in their wagons and then heading out. As they head out, you see that the roads have that morning dew on them, and that it rained the night before, so there's a bit of a fog around the road as you travel into the road. A few hours go by, and that's when you see black pools of water that stand like dark mirrors in and around the muddy roadway that you're on. And as the trees fade in and out from the fog, you notice that they change from being the trees that you normally see in the wood, these big, giant, ancient trees, to much smaller, and many more of them being evergreen trees and darker barks. Um, and they seem to loom on both sides of the road, their branches clawing at the fog. You see on the branches a couple ravens, and they seem to be watching you. And the second you all seem to acknowledge them, make eye contact with the ravens, they fly off. And the fog spills out of the forest and swallows up the road behind you. Ahead, jutting from the impenetrable woods on both sides of the road, are high stone buttresses, looming into gray fog. Huge iron gates hang on the stonework, due clings with the gold tenacity to the rusted bars, and there's two headless statues of armed guardians flanking the gate, their heads now lying among the weeds at their feet, and they greet you only with silence as you move into Kren's Valley. Nyhm and Saxton. It has been 2 months since you last saw Tim Tam and Hemlock. You both were pretty sure, I'm sure within the first half a day, that they weren't going to be coming back. So for those 2 months, I want to see what you two have been doing this whole time. So I think I will start with Nyhm.
Well, Nyhm would most likely be tracking down any type of magical item, magical spells, scrolls, something for some type of advantage. If not that, then probably looking for any way out of Barovia. And as a Triteria concern, if all else fails, probably stealing as much as possible to fund any of those actions.
Okay, give me, I'll do a really quick downtime thing that they haven't seen in Thor's Guide. You're going to roll me 3 rolls real quick. That's Nyhm.
Okay.
The first one is going to be investigation. The second one is going to be stealth, and the third one will be sleight of hand. And I'll consider this like those 3 rolls are your overall like stealing heist stuff for the last 2 months.
I can dig it. Investigation coming up. That is a 22.
Okay.
It's probably going to be my only nat 20 for the night, so say move out of that one. Stealth is a 25.
Nice.
13 plus 12, thank God.
Good old rogue.
Was that stealth or sleight of hand?
That was stealth, and then sleight of hand is the last
Okay.
one.
Yeah, well, they're both 12, so it's fine. And 28 for sleight of hand.
Okay, wow.
Expertise in both.
Really, you gain a total of 40 platinum pieces.
Whoa.
I just made it platinum, so it's sake of convenience. More likely than not, most of it was electrum and silver. But we'll say you've gained a great reputation in the last 2 months. As what nickname would they give you? The bouncing burglar.
Never mind.
Because you're there, and then you hop and you're gone. And you have.
Here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Would they have known I was there to begin with? Would they have seen me hopping and leaving?
No. 1 or 2 people might have got really lucky and barely saw something hopping upwards into the tree line, then disappearing.
Okay, that's fair.
And that's all they know. Is that, and whatever's doing that is stealing from people. So they don't even know directly that it's you. It's just this legend that's starting to come. These rumors are going around. They're going around Valaki, and well, mostly Valaki, and a little bit of Krezik. You said you were trying to gather information on how to leave, correct?
If at all possible, yes.
The only people you've seen leave and enter the place are the Vistani. How close of a connection have you been keeping with Saxton this whole time, you think?
Well, to put any of the money that I would get to good use trying to buy anything that we could find, I'd probably not extremely close, but check in from time to time. I'm not dead. Here's some money. Gotta go.
Okay. I'll have another answer for you when we do Saxton's part.
Okay, that's fair.
And what was the other thing you said? Oh, trying to find magic
Items.
spells and scrolls and stuff. You don't find any. The only thing you are actually able to find is when you stole from the former burgomaster's mansion. You went in there to see if you could get anything. And you found up in the attic skeleton cats that were animated, like house cats. And what appears to be some kind of ritual circle of some kind, and a spell book. And that is by far the biggest find you found, and really nothing else since.
I just had a thought, if you'll let me squeak out one last little detail.
Yeah, sure.
I've been anime this whole time. Can this be one of those arcs where I come back and I'm like a completely upgraded version, maybe with 20 more throwing knives on my person at any given time?
Yeah, because you've been actually probably quite a bit of that money you've gotten actually wasn't all from stealing. It was you working with Lady Walkner, who's now running Valaki as the Baroness under Strahd.
Ah, that's right, the woman I killed the Baron for.
And she's able to pay you through Strahd. So Strahd is funding her to fund you, and whatever else, and the other stuff she's doing. That actually brings up a good point I should bring up. Valaki has turned into very much a shadow of what it was before, and that's saying something because it was already a pretty dismal place to be in. The only people that are out seem to be ones that you would expect that would be trying to rob you on the side of the street. Very shady people. The whole town is a ghetto, essentially, and not because of any financial problems, mind you, but more because wolves are allowed to roam freely inside the city at night. There's been rumors of vampires living among the townsfolk, and people are wary of trusting each other. And from what you've seen, because you're very sneaky, that's actually very true. You've probably seen the vampire hunting during the night.
So I did not mean to laugh at you. That wasn't at you. That was more at the idea. It's one of those scenarios where somebody tries to rob you and you rob them back. So, Skyrim, one of the thieves comes up to rob from you. You're either a werewolf, a vampire, or, just Fusardom in the face.
Yeah. In Discord, I'm sending you the spells that are in that spell book. I'm not sure how many of these you can take, mostly because the spell slot level you need. But they're all wizard spells because it's a spell book. So you, as an arcane thief, you should be able to theoretically learn all of these.
So can I add these to the list of what I have, or do I have to replace them with what I have?
No, you can add
Or
them.
other way around.
They're the ones you know,
Okay.
but not the ones you prepare unless you decide to prepare them.
Okay.
Because wizards are weird.
You're not wrong.
In any case, Saxton, what have you been doing for 2 months?
Well, I would have went back to Octavio's tower and tried to follow the trail of what would have happened to Hemlock and Tim Tam.
All right. The next
losing
time,
the trail.
then I would probably say you would go. It would be a few days because the last time we ended the scene with you is you were going through the fogs and you were trying to climb up the mountain. That really drained you. Like you were out for half a week. Like it took 3 days of solid rest, eating and drinking normal amount of food to even get back to full strength.
It's like trying to breathe the air in LA.
Yeah, pretty much. And when you went back there, 4 days later, the tower is empty. No one's in it. None of the wagons are there anymore. And just give me like a survival check at advantage. So say you use your keen senses of smell to try to track down where they went.
I'm glad it's an advantage because I just rolled a 1. 24.
Wow, that's quite a jump from the nat one.
Yeah.
At first, you can't really pick up anything, and then you remember Big Cat was with them. And you follow Big Cat's trail, which is a lot more noticeable. Big Cat even broke some of the smaller tree branches and stuff away, making it even visibly easier to track. And of course, they went directly back to Castle Ravenloft.
There was that point when Big Cat was the size of a tree.
Yes.
Because of enlarge.
Mm-hmm. You don't know that, though. And I would say after a few days of rain, those paw prints are kind of hard to tell that they were elephant size. Or even paw prints. In any case. You're pretty sure they went to the castle.
With that, I would have gone to Valaki to ask Escher if he had known anything or what might have happened to my friends.
You go to knock on the door and there's no response.
I would continue my search for a while, talking with any of the locals if they had seen them or heard from them. Even had gone back to the Vistani camp to ask if they've seen anything.
Okay. Give me a charisma, just a charisma roll, because you're just asking around.
$16.
Okay. Few people are intimidated by your size alone. And there's something in your eyes, something wild in your eyes that seems to scare off some people. But you're able to get enough information out of them that apparently the guy that was at the Burgomaster's mansion is not there anymore. He went east. And everyone fears that he went to the castle never to return again. As most do if they go to the castle. You get the rumors I told you about for Nyhm, about vampires roaming during the night and werewolves, not werewolves, wolves roaming through the streets at night and whatnot.
Then I guess I would try to interrogate one of the vampires at night if I can catch one alone.
Okay. Hmm. Give me an intimidation roll. Because I don't want to do a whole combat encounter. It'll take too long.
19.
Okay. And another thing I'll ask. You doing this alone?
I'd actually have the best fighters in the pack with me.
Okay, so I'll say it's you and Emil and his wife.
Okay.
And with 3 of you working together, you're easily able to pin down this vampire where they can escape. And you do your Batman, where is he? With your intimidation. And it turns out that they pretty much don't know much except for Strahd has let them leave the castle, and they're very happy to be able to openly feed here. And that he had 2 guests a few days ago. And if you ask what happened to them, the vampire just laughs.
Well, definitely would rough him up and try to get more information about my friends.
You're not able to get any more information. The more you beat up on this vampire, the more it laughs. Even if you dislocate its jaw, even if it tries to laugh, then the crazy supernatural thing about it is no matter how much you beat it up, it rapidly repairs itself. So the jaw would relocate and such. The only thing that stays damaged is the clothes that they're wearing.
Are there like any crates or anything around here?
Yeah, sure. I'll say there's one right there.
All right. I'll break it and take a piece of the wood and jab it into its heart.
Okay. Roll me like it's a dagger. So either strength or dex modifier on top of D4. Just to see how well it stabs.
Top of a D4, that would be 7.
Okay, that's a pretty good stab. It goes actually through to the a little bit of the splinters coming out through the backside. And this seems to stun the vampire for just a moment, and it pulls it back out of itself.
Where are they?
Actually, wait a minute. I need to double check something. I might have not pulled it out. Okay. No, it is completely immobilized when you stab it with that. Its body goes
Let's try
limp,
this again.
but it looks like it's still able to talk with you. And it's looking
Where
down at the stake. It's
are
and it looks really mad at you.
my friends?
Fuck you. And
I'm trying to kill this thing.
They seem to heal, but the stake is still in them and are still not able to move. I'll say you pull the classic werewolf where you just, you grab its head and just in your mouth and just go.
That'll work.
So, a few things we discussed out of session is you'll also, in these 2 months, have been training the werewolves in your monkish ways. And you've been trying to recruit more werewolves.
After the encounter in the city with the vampire, I'd say that I pretty much know what happened to my friends
Oh, yes.
and
Yeah.
would have withdrawn into myself and kind of assimilated with the pack. Talking with Emil, agree with his views on the way to strengthen the pack is through increasing the numbers. And by doing so, train them and try to make them more formidable foes.
One of the main questions you would get initially from this is, and what should we do with them? And he looks over at the area where the shrine to Kren is at, and there's 8 cages with kids in them.
Bring them into the pack.
It's good to turn them when they're young, less likely to be disloyal.
Bring them into the pack.
Understood. And the kids like crying and screaming, and they just like bring them up to you and let you do it. Well,
I would give him Kren's blessing then.
okay. It just like camera pans away right before you bite, we'll say, and then it fast forwards. Then it fast forwards like a month later, and we got this little training montage. It's just Saxton's like, hoo, hoo, hoo. And there's just like all these people also trying to do it, and they're like one's like in a stance, and like Saxton will come over and like adjust their feet, and make sure their shoulders are level and stuff like that.
Make a wolf out of you.
You've made them all proficient with unarmed attacks when they're not werewolves, which can be useful. But their werewolf claws right now, with their current training, are still more powerful than their normal folk punches. Let me introduce a few of them, because I spent too much time on this and made actual NPCs for all of them. So the new members of the pack are Fraz Groza, a Vulpin, young but fierce werewolf who is very vicious. He seems to be the most aggressive of your students. You have Dorina Barthos, who is a raptor, like a hawk lady, and she is very patient and courageous. And she seems very good with animals, and she loves discovering mysteries and solving them. Then there is Harkis and Magna Lucresh, husband and a wife, and they're both actually quite a bit older, but they survived one of your raids a few weeks back. So and they turned, so you might as well have them join. Harkis. Oh, both of them are Serbian. Harkis himself is a little lazy, and he seems to space out a bit. But Magda is the much bigger issue, because she cannot keep a secret to save her life. And she has this really nice walking cane that she doesn't really need anymore after she received Kren's blessing, but she still keeps it around. And if anyone gives her any semblance of an insult, her blessing seems to take control of her more often than not. You've actually had to split her up from one of the kids that you just turned, because she almost killed them.
Oh god, I made a were Karen.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, you did. And then there's Marta Petrovna, and she is a Strig. And she's come to be in the last month, as much as you can be in the last month, almost like a daughter to you. She is taking to your monk training quite well. She's very eager to be there for your lessons. She's always there early, practicing before even practice starts. And unlike Magda, she's very good at keeping secrets. And she is a very devout worshiper of Kren, and she seems to have a saying of Kren's, for every sort of occasion. I'll go through the other ones real quick. Skenis is the super old guy that can't really fight, but I'll say he's like the babysitter. Toral Moldovar is your newest recruit. And he's very leader of drinkers. He rarely thinks ahead, but he is very quick to trust other people as well. So he's pretty much, for those of you in here that know who this character is, he's Patience as a werewolf, which is a very dangerous combination. And last but not least, wait, no, that's all of them. That's all the new ones. So you have the little bit of the pack you had before, and then you have all these new recruits. And I believe you said that you were going to have your pack and you scouting around the lands to see if you could find more information about the hags, about Strahd, about what's going on, local news and such. And I'll say that's how you also keep your connections with Nyhm. So, like, if you don't talk with Nyhm directly that much, one of your scouts probably does meet Nyhm, and they do see Nyhm as an ally.
I would say at one point in time, if Nyhm agrees, we would have set up a dead drop location as well.
Where would the dead drop location be? Would it be the tower that's now abandoned?
That or the burned down bone grinder
Ooh,
windmill.
Both are good. What do you think, Nyhm? Which one?
Probably the burned down one. That seems like a better idea than something abandoned. Something abandoned, somebody could probably still take up residence in. Something burned down, they're probably going to try to avoid.
Well, you know the tower is kind of hard to get into.
Yeah, but
As
you
long as
have
you
to
do
do
the
that
hokey
stupid
pokey.
dance. Yeah. So, burned down one.
Okay. So I'll say that's your guys' rendezvous points. So now we go to both Nyhm and Saxton stuff together. So since both of you have been doing reconnaissance around the lands, just keep an eye on things, being passive for the most part. Saxton can't help but be aggressive because werewolf, and also the pack's got to eat, and you have a bigger pack. And Emil keeps trying to be in charge, but you have to like step in front of him and be like, "Yeah, we'll do this." You're pretty much Thor, and he's Star-Lord. And he like lowers his voice to match yours at points, you know, stuff like that.
Yes, indeed.
But anyway, so here's what you two have learned for the last 2 months. What I said about Valky. Strahd hasn't left his castle since. There's been no sight or sound of him. You've also learned, Saxton, that the wolves that are with your pack are not of your own. They are not normal beasts. They are spies of Strahd's. And they're actually keeping an eye on you as much as you're keeping an eye on him.
So I would
because you
let
can
them see
communicate
what I
with
wanted
wolves.
to see.
Yeah. So you can communicate with wolves now, so that's why I say you would know that. You've learned that way down south in the ravine of one of the mountains that you guys visited, I think Mount Baratok, there seems to be an ancient temple in there. And you haven't entered, your scouts have entered it. It looked way too dangerous to enter. But it's very cold. And out front, they just see like 2 giant statues made of ember that look like monks with like big Jedi robes and the hood that just completely conceals their face.
Was that the mountain that we rocked the Rocks World?
Yes. And I will say, one of your scouts barely made it back home alive. And they told you reports when they were near that area another time. Like, this will be a different time. Of a giant, immensely sized bird made of shadow that almost killed them. They think it's an avatar of Kren. But you know, a lot of the werewolves here are very religious, so to speak. I mean, there's a shrine to Kren right there. Half the stuff you guys have been pillaging, not Emil, but Zulkia, his wife, has been very adamant in demanding that half of the spoils of whatever you guys find of valuables, it's not food, goes to the shrine. I'll say it wasn't enough to really be significant because you weren't really trying to get gold and stuff. But you do know, because they would have told you, the shrine is very dangerous. You do not want to steal from Kren's shrine, because if you do, you'll be cursed. And let me double check to see what the curse does. But I know the worst part about the curse is even if you return the treasures to the shrine, it doesn't remove the curse. Ah, here it is. You have very restless nights with horrible dreams. I'll say one of the former werewolves that you had killed before had it. And they had learned that it's only at night these nightmares last. So they had to sleep during the day. Or they would just die of fatigue.
I would say if I've been spending this much time with the pack, I would have truly embraced this and tried to pray and ask Kren's help and guidance in defeating the big bad.
Give me a religion check.
Oh boy.
Do your whatever, give me stuff, please. What was your name? Fen? Fen's Valley? Yeah.
14?
You get whispers one night as you have a very horrible nightmare, but the only part of it you really remember is a shadow whispering behind your neck, over your shoulder, that to look in the village of Barovia for the three sisters. And when we'll say this is like a week before new adventurers show up, and as they're showing up to here in their wagons, when your scouts just got back to you and informed you that they're staying in some kind of manor. And when they describe the manor to you, it sounds eerily familiar. It sounds like the exact manor that you, Nyhm, Saxton, and Tim Tam all entered and got yourselves into this mess to begin with. And from how they described it, the place is perfectly fine, totally undamaged.
You forgot Hemlock.
I know, I'm sad. So,
What kind of contractors do they have in this place?
would you go to the village to investigate this?
I
Yourself.
would. How many members of my pack are actually able to fight? Not including the elderly or the young.
Like half.
Oh, like a number.
Oh, let's see here. I got this giant list here. One.
Because I was a little confused. When we were at Rictavio's tower, didn't you say there was like 6 wolves surrounding me and Emil?
Okay, so there are 12 that are fully grown and able to doing all the scouting missions and stuff with you. Since you turned all of those kids, you have 8 younglings. Yeah, 8 pups, so to speak. And old man Skinnis pretty much takes care of them the whole time. And the actual wolves also take care of them.
What about Kevin?
Kevin's one of those kids. Oh, he's the ninth kid. He was there before them, so he's like the oldest kid.
Yeah. I'm 2.
He doesn't like you. He has this odd feeling that for some reason you destroyed his toy, but he's not sure how.
Me?
Yeah.
Was it the one with the dagger?
I
In any case, that's when we cut to Cazador and Willow in your wagons going through the village of Barovia. As you go through the village, you can see tall shapes that loom out of the dense fog that surround everything, and the muddy ground underfoot gives way to a slick, wet cobblestones. Tall shapes become recognizable as village dwellings. Windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence, except for a mournful sobbing that echoes through the streets from a distance.
Well,
Welcome to Kren's Valley.
So, any
And the wagons
idea
are
where should
still
we?
the wagons are still moving through the village. They seem like they're not going to stop.
How long have we been traveling?
I'll say like a day.
Without stopping?
Okay, most of the day. I'll say 8 hours.
Okay. Oh, I could use a bit to stretch my legs. Maybe.
Oh, we are almost toward a campsite.
Okay. Never mind. I'll stretch my legs in here.
And you can meet at Madame Ava, our leader.
Yes.
What is she like? Should I prepare myself? Is she like you?
She's not of our people. She's not Vistani, as we call ourselves. But but she is at the same time.
Well, that's quite a conundrum, wouldn't you say?
She is a fortune teller. And but she is also the leader of our people. She might be able to give you important information.
We could use some of that for sure.
Oh, for sure.
We'll say conveniently enough, both Nyhm and Saxton are somewhere in the village, maybe not together, but you do notice these very colorful Vistani wagons coming into town. Yeah. You two don't have to do anything, but I would just say you two have noticed that with the Vistani are two people that aren't Vistani.
Apparently I can talk as well as you can tonight, Scotty. Do either any of the wagons look like they have anything valuable on them?
Wine.
Not worth the trouble.
And then that's when about another half hour, you guys are out of, well, a half hour after you get out of the village. Take the road and go down, and it goes down a dirt path, and it goes to the foot of a waterfall. And you guys know how to character. This is the Vistani camp. So there's like another big bonfire, and there's a few wagons here or there, and there's a few tents, and there's one big red tent. And I tell you, the big red tent is the one Mata Eva. But you're welcome to stay here and rest for the night.
Is it late now? No?
I would say it's just getting dark.
Okay, maybe. we should let her rest. I don't know if that's the polite thing to do.
I guess. Would we be much of a bother?
Oh, not at all. In fact, she's probably expecting you.
Oh, then let's not keep her waiting.
Okay.
You head into her tent, and you see an old Batra lady. And something you probably noticed when you went through the village is you saw quite a few of the locals are Batra, which in Humblewood are very, very rare. They come from a distant land that seems to have been lost with time. And you're thinking maybe this is the lands that you've heard about. No, that's where the kangaroo folk are at. Nyhm. Nyhm said a land down under. But anyway. We're not going to do the whole spiel with the fortune cards. Because when you get there, she says, Willow, Cazador, I've been expecting you.
Yes.
Well, yeah, Madam Eva, we've been sent to talk to you.
Yes. I am sorry, but I do not have any fortunes to tell you.
Oh.
Maybe
But
next time. It's okay.
I do know of those in this valley that would join you in your cause and have a fortune of their own that they might let you pursue with them.
Yeah, we've come to here to help.
One lives in a den far northwest of here, and he goes by the name of Saxton. Another wanders these lands in the shadows, goes by the name of Nyhm. You shall find both of them under the burning tower, or under the burnt tower. And he may have more answers for you.
Okay.
And I hope
Alright.
my sons and daughters have been nice to you. The Vistani.
Yes.
Very much, yeah.
So should we go now, or should we sleep? And
That
is there anything you could tell us about this place? We don't really know. So
That is up to you. You can come and go as you please. But I'll have you know the lord of this land is a tyrant. He goes by the name Count Strahd von Zarovich, and he lives in the castle you saw on your way in. I'm sure he'll know of your presence soon.
Okay. And it.
Also, be on the watch out for a deer.
for who?
A deer.
A deer. Okay, I thought you said
It may be
something
more
else.
than what it looks like.
How many?
Yeah.
I look at my friend Cazador, who is a deer, and I say,
That's racist.
"Well, look
He's a
out!"
Serbian.
I thought she was being racist.
No, that's. I like to think like for Humblewood, that's the equivalent of being like, "Oh, seek out a chimpanzee. Yeah, that looks like you, right?"
Please excuse my.
An angry frog just shows up. My culture isn't your. What was the
Oh
line?
no!
What was the line?
My culture isn't your costume.
That's what it was. Okay, so out of context, we were playing a different game where it was like a Halloween party, and a character dressed up as like Kermit the Frog, but it was like a fantasy like college kind of setting. So there was actual like talking frogs and stuff there, and they were just like scoffing at him and stuff, and we felt bad. Anyway, back to this.
Just me. I did it.
Do you spend the night here? Do you stretch your legs and... Oh, do you have any other questions for me?
Any tips on how to move around these lands, and maybe if you know, point us in the direction of the burning mill thing?
If you follow the road out here, there'll eventually be a fork in the road. An old trail that leads west. There was a windmill
Perfect.
there. But, I also have to say, Strahd and his subjects are ones you should be wary of. And the people of these lands, not so much. They are simple but frightened people. Some of them have old souls in them, but many of them are soulless. They are easy to spot, for they know nothing but fear. They have no charm, hope, or spark, and they don't even cry.
Oh. Well, what are they?
Barovians. She looks at the camera.
Okay.
I get it. Sorry, ignore that I said that.
No.
Is that a Jerbeen? No, I'm kidding.
Dressed as Captain America, I understood the reference.
Oh,
Nah,
there.
just an ass.
This road that you came in on is called the Old Savic Road, and it passes through Strahd's domain. There are 3 settlements that lie on the road, like beads on a string. There's Krezik, all the way in the far west, Valaki in the heart of the valley, and Barovia, which is what you just passed through. Strahd himself spies on each settlement. Keeps an eye on his subjects.
So not a good guy.
That's what we've been told from the beginning.
Yes,
Probably the worst guy.
probably the
Yes,
worst.
and I must warn you, Paladin. You are like a bright light in a dark cave here. He probably already knows you're here. He's been watching you since you arrived.
I told you you put too much effort in polishing that armor.
I know I shouldn't have done it, but I wanted to look nice for Lady Maple Leaf. You know how it is.
I understand that. That's true.
I'll put some dirt. Would that help, Madam Eva? If I wanted to put some dirt.
Oh, he is not looking with his eyes. He can see your soul.
What's he looking with? Oh.
Oh.
You have a very
That's not
bright soul
creepy.
in this dark land.
Oh.
I guess my one bit of advice is, if you see an opening, take it.
That's always been my motto, so I guess I will.
You notice in a crystal ball, like some guy like showing his neck and like a fist about to punch the throat, and then it goes off.
Oh God. Okay. All right, I see it. I see my future in your crystal ball.
Smite him up.
Oh no, that wouldn't fit. I was gonna be like, you just have like tattooed on there, just like die Strahd or something.
No, it's die, and on the other one, it's a C word, but it's not count.
Ah. Very classy.
Very British.
I have it carved into the wood that make up my fingers.
Tree
That
life.
sucks. Tree life.
Wouldn't that just be photosynthesis? I don't think that's a short enough word for the. Never mind.
Yeah.
Photosynthesis.
She's just a defragger. She just has like 4 arms, so she can do photosynthesis.
No, she's Vulpin, not Wonari.
Eh.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be the fragger.
Anyway, so
It's Benari just okay.
Nyhm and Saxton.
Present.
Nyhm, you're probably just here on your normal route of keeping an eye on things and stuff. But Saxton, you were here for the 3 hags. Are you going to check out the Durst Manor, or are you going to check out these new arrivals into the valley?
Would probably go and check out the manor, the one that somehow is unburned itself.
Okay. You follow the graveled road, and you see nestled along some of the seldom dwellings. You can see a mansion, a 3-story, but very narrow, almost like a little tower in a way, mansion that you recognize as Durst Manor on the edge of town. Standing out front, you see 2 children that you haven't seen in a long time. And as they see you, they look down in solemnness, and they seem to fade off into the mists.
Even they're like, no, not this crap again.
Do you approach the door?
Would be scouting the house and trying to, I guess, try to get a scent of who might be in here.
Give me a survival check. Or no, perception, sorry. Perception at advantage.
That would be 18.
They're definitely here. So you do smell 2 other smells you haven't smelled before. Like, ever.
Kind of smells that smell smelly?
Not quite. It actually smells like an exotic spice. Very weird.
Are they bacon again?
It's very faint. Actually, yeah, at least do smell a little bit of bacon. It's
while
from
passing through
inside the
Barovia,
house, definitely. Whatever.
while passing through Barovia, would we have met Nyhm at all, or has she been sneaking from rooftop to rooftop?
That's up to Nyhm. Nyhm, you would see
Nyhm have made
Saxton.
contact?
Have had any inclination that this area would have either been A, inhabited, or B, that you were going there?
From what you know, Saxton usually doesn't leave the den unless going to meeting with you. So if Saxton's not meeting with you and is outside the den, something's up.
Then you probably spotted a shadow on the top of the roof, probably holding a torch. I'm trying to get a head start on this.
Would Nyhm had followed behind sneakily?
I mean, if it's you, then probably not. Probably would have made contact.
Okay. So you would be with us then.
At least at the front door. Not sure about the rest of it.
Nyhm, you get to the front door, and there's a bit of a flashback as you remember blades coming out of that very door frame, knocking you to unconsciousness.
It wasn't the blades. It was the rats.
Right. Well, you
Yeah.
remember jumping through the blades to get out of here.
No, I was unconscious because Saxton carried me through those blades. They broke the wall.
You have better
I
memory than
tried
me.
to dodge.
So Nyhm doesn't even
Yeah.
remember that. So never mind.
Sorry,
Saxton,
Scott.
you remember that then, I guess.
Nyhm got triple crit nibbled by rats.
Yeah.
That I tried to disengage from.
It did not work.
I'm not going to go there. The salt is still strong with that one.
Welcome to Barovia.
So you're on the front porch.
Just not even going to touch that one.
Scouting a house, is there any other entrances or just the front door?
Just the front door. There are a bunch of windows on the ground floor, though. Oh yeah, reminds me. Crap, I didn't have that up.
So, since I was thinking about this in advance, would I be able to jump from windowsill to windowsill on the upper floors to try and get any sights on? the
Oh,
house?
easily with this house because it's got like the I forget what you call it, but like just outside the window where you can put like flower pots and stuff.
Veranda?
Yeah,
No,
there's like
it's
a
more
bunch.
like a.
Well, there's like those that you can easily like hop to and fro from.
Okay, cool.
And as you look
That's
in, you're trying to be stealthy about it.
I mean, of
When
course.
isn't she?
Well, I just wanted to make sure. Can you give me a stealth check?
Oh,
She
yeah.
rolls a stealth check when she
No,
goes
no,
to
no,
the
no,
bathroom.
no. He's got a point. I do need to be specific sometimes. So yes, attempting to stealth. Let me know if I need to roll. Passive 22.
Okay, passive 22 will work. So,
Okay.
you are very quiet. I'll say more than anything. Problem is trying to make sure that that ledge doesn't like squeak or anything from your weight. Even though you are very light, it's still applied weight on there, especially from jumping. And you look around in there, and you see in there a lot of the same stuff you saw before. Not much has changed, except for up on the third floor, you notice that there are 3 ladies that live here. It's getting close to nighttime, so you notice that the bedrooms are occupied, and they seem to be elderly Mapok women. And they're wearing a classic like onesie. She's wearing like a classic onesie pajama, and she's got like the hair thing, even though that doesn't make sense as a Mapok, but whatever. Her ears are her old ears are poking out, and she's sleeping in the master bedroom. And you notice in the other bedroom on the opposite side, on the same floor, is another bedroom, and that one has 2 older Mapok ladies in there that have separate beds. Down on the second floor, you can see a very suspicious looking suit of armor that was not there before. It looks very menacing. You swear you can see it's like glowing red inside of it. And you notice as you spy around the rest of the place looking through the windows, 2 other visitors there. Both are boar folk. And they both look like they're almost twins, except one's wearing bright red pants and the other one's wearing bright blue pants. Each of them have a big 2-handed scimitar. And actually, no, both of them have falchions.
Does one tip?
They don't have them on them, but they're like in their bedroom because you find their bedroom.
All right. Nyhm would report this, but it's quick cut very short. I'm not trying to take any more time than necessary to get the information across.
Both the boars have like those tusks that bend outwards. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
Like the very Japanese, like samurai mask kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they seem to be getting along pretty well together. And the smell of bacon, you smell stronger than Saxton because that they're cooking mead. And mead, or not mead, mutton. Why did I say mead? And there's a lot of fat on mutton, so it smells like bacon.
Okay. So yeah, as far as the information gathering goes, that's what I would report to Saxton.
Okay.
What floor are the hag's bedrooms on?
The 3rd floor.
Hey, Risky.
Are they in bed asleep or going to bed?
Or where?
You would know they're going to bed. Something else you all notice since you're here and you're seeing around and stuff, and Nyhm was spying on them and observing things. There's little to no animals around here. You do spot an occasional rat every once in a while. They seem to scurry away the second they notice you notice them. You notice that in the trees nearby, there seem to be these weird, symbols or fetishes made of twigs and twine. They seem to be tied into the trees, and they surrounding the gates of this manor.
How high up is the 3rd floor?
Let's see. About 35 feet up.
All right, and is the roof like right above it?
Yeah, but it's like it's very steep roof.
But you said there's a ledge outside the windows?
Yeah, on the first 3 floors. But the attic, the 4th floor, I totally forgot about. I'm sorry. Those windows do not have those.
All right, I would have Nyhm come back down and discuss a plan with her and the rest of the pack.
You're talking about.
That we'd wait for them to go to sleep. Nyhm could try to stealthily open the window. I would go in, try to grab one of them at a time, and get them outside and knock them off one at a time, keep them from separated.
Okay, you can continue with your plan. I gotta go to the little DM's room, so I'll be right back.
Quick, roll initiative.
So how much does Saxton weigh?
I don't even know anymore.
Would you say it's under 500 pounds?
Yes. Are you gonna teleport me in there?
Not teleport, but I could levitate and throw you in there.
Um,
One of the spells from the book that I got was levitate. And I
why don't you could also levitate the witch and bring her outside.
No. If you're willing, it negates a con roll. If they aren't, they roll against my spell save, which is kind of low considering it's spells. And it burns one of the 2 high-level spell slots that I've got.
Yeah.
So it's not going to happen to all 3 of them, and I'm not going to be willing to burn it for something like that. I just find it horribly ironic, the 70-pound Jerbeen chucking anything less than 500 pounds straight into the 3rd
You can't
floor.
use me like the catapult spell though.
No, but I could still pull a fastball. Fastball special.
Yeah, but basically wait until they're asleep. So anything they have is disadvantage, and try to get them one at a time. Knock them down as fast as we can to keep them from porting their little happy asses into the ethereal plane.
We're not going to be able to keep all 3 of them from doing that. The second we start attacking even one of them, it's undoubtedly going to wake up or cause some type of commotion where the other 2 would wake up. And regardless of what kind of damage we do against them, one of them at the very least is going to get away regardless. There's no way to avoid that.
I mean, if we can knock off one of them, then we can worry about the other 2 later. And if can somehow knock out 2 of them, then they no longer get a coven bonus.
Seriously, doubts about that.
But like I said, the plan would be not to engage them inside the house, but to get them outside, throw them down the 3 stories, and then start waylaying on them.
Well, by all means, feel free to run up the side of the wall with your monk abilities and jump on in, but I'm not stupid enough to take them on 2 to 3.
Oh, no. Like I said, you can just, if you can stealthily open the window and everything while they're asleep, I'll go in and do the heavy lifting.
I don't think I can, but
I think that was
I guess we can find out.
one.
Oh, universe, what do you say?
Meanwhile, at the Vistani camp, Willow and Cazador leave Madame Eva's tent, let her rest for the night. And that's when you notice another raven watching you from the tree line about 100 feet away. And it hops down to the ground when it notices you two leave the tent. It kind of like hops over towards you guys a little bit.
Hello. I like put my hand out.
It's currently 85 feet away.
I put my
Oh.
hand
Yeah,
back.
you just Michael Jordan slammed Space Jam.
Come on and slam. Welcome to the jam. Please, serve my hand. I really appreciate
Come.
it. I can't speak with animals
Come,
anymore.
please, grab my hand.
Boo, I should have looked and see if I had to speak with animals, but I don't. Yay, everybody.
I will though.
Give me an animal handling.
Oh, yeah!
Before you strike up a conversation, Willow do an animal handling check.
Oh, okay. Oh, boo. I don't. No! Okay, 10.
Come here, you stupid bird.
No, I don't say that. I'm like, oh, come here, please,
Doesn't-
please. I'm like,
It's got its head tilted
Making
sideways.
herself big. Yeah.
It's got its head sideways, so its eyes looking at you, and you just hear like, ah. And it's just like tilting its head and stuff. It doesn't approach you though.
don't hate me. It was it was completely average. Please come.
And it reacted to you in an average way. It just sat there and looked at you. Cazador.
I will. Yes, I
Cazador,
will
please
cast
talk to
one
it.
speak with animals. Hello, friend.
Friend.
I assume you're a local.
Local, yes, friend.
We're also friends. Can you like please approach and say hello to my friend here? She really wants to meet you.
Give me
She
persuasion.
doesn't. Okay, I'm good at that. No, I'm not. Fifteen.
Ear pet.
He likes the ear pets.
See that? Oh God. Sorry.
You're fine.
We're in the middle of a like really dark campaign. Will you like ear pet?
This is what happens when the DM has a cat. If we were playing all together, he would be on the table probably.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But in any case, he hops up to Willow.
Oh. What do I got?
Friend, and looks over at Cazador and goes like, "Friends need help."
Oh, can you offer us help? We can reward you handsomely with food, mostly,
Shiny.
or with shiny stuff.
Follow me.
Pretty sure.
And you barely get close enough, Willow, to hesitantly go over and like pet the raven, and then it goes to fly off into the air, and it kind of circles around you guys a few times, and then it heads towards the road, and kind of circles around there, staying with invisibility.
Oh, does it want us to follow it?
He really wants us to follow it, because that's basically the only thing they said. Except that I think they are trying to help us.
You hear them say,
Oh.
"Friends need help. Friends need
Friends
help."
need help, yeah. So I don't know if they have friends who need help or we are the friends who need help. Anyway, we should follow it.
Yes. Oh no, I reverted back to the southern accent. It's gonna take a while.
Being possessed by a ghost.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yes.
you follow the raven, right?
Yes.
See.
Sick.
Some of the Vistani wave you goodbye. Safe travels.
Goodbye.
Be careful, the raven might take your soul.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Okay, goodbye, lovely people.
I like to think the Vistani are pretty much like any friendly NPC in Dark Souls, where they just end with like a creepy laugh for like everything.
The guy's gonna kill me.
And you go to follow them, and the raven leads you back towards that village.
Oh, good. I was wanting to say this everything anyway earlier, so I guess we'll have time, right, Cazador?
Yes.
And by now it's definitely dark. Been dark for like a good hour or two.
Oh yeah, we're traveling at night. I don't know how wise that is.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I should roll something.
No,
As the raven's taking you back.
I'll shut up.
Let me see something.
Okay, so you get back to the village, and the raven leads you through this place, and you notice it's almost like a ghost town. You can hear like some murmurs and stuff, and crying in some of the houses. Quite a few of them look like they're condemned, like they're all boarded up and stuff. Like this place is like a borderline ghost town. Not sure what's going on.
Oh, is there any light coming from anywhere, or are we walking in complete darkness?
I guess you are.
Okay, I say, oh, hold on, and I pull out my great axe, what I haven't given a name yet, and I go boop, and I cast daylight on it.
It's called the Tony. It's called the Tony axe because it's great.
You
Oh,
pooped an
Tony.
axe?
Yeah. So
I just came up with that one. Can you tell?
I like it. I'm gonna write it down.
Oh no! Free himbo axe.
The axe's
Here
name
we
is
go.
Tony. Axe's name is Tony. Now I need one for the greatsword.
What have
Like-
you done, Scotty?
Okay. Is it Tony with a Y or is it Tony with an I?
I don't know. What do you want it to be?
It's your axe.
Steve. Steve.
I would be a little more Italian. But...
Tony. Get out of here.
Ba-ba-da-boop-a-day.
Bobbity boopity. Sorry, all Italian people. I am so sorry.
They don't mind.
Hey, Scotty,
Yes.
can I give you kudos for doing the sign language letters for both the Y and the I on that?
Yeah.
Or
Sure.
were you not intending that?
Hey.
No, I know sign just a little bit though.
Nice. Sorry, I never
I,
mind.
I wish I knew more. But anyway, back into the game. You are led from like house to house. It's taking you through a few streets. Do you peek in any of the windows at all?
I guess I would.
Roll initiative. No, okay.
Oh!
I'm kidding. I'm
I
kidding.
will though ready my bow though.
Yes,
But
and I have my axe out
I
already.
will let either of you choose. I'll let either of you do this. Roll me a d20.
You can do it, Lluis. I'm sorry I got you killed.
It's 6.
A 6. Okay.
Yes.
You notice when you peek inside, that there seems to be a bunch of stuff scurrying in the darkness. But as Tony's light shines up onto the window, you just see swarms of rats, and they retreat from the light. Their eyes gleaming.
Okay.
You also
Okay,
see
so
a
everything's
skeleton.
fine.
You also see a skeleton sitting in a chair in there.
In a chair.
Yes.
Does it look like it's a certain?
It looks like it was a Batra, and
Okay.
you can roll medicine check real quick if you want.
Do I got that? I don't know. Paladin. I don't know. Yeah.
Hey Tony, a little help?
Tony, you want to help me, Tony? Do I get advantage because I'm shining a light on it? Or
No, this is just medical knowledge in
all
general.
right. 11.
It is dusty at the window.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like whoever died there died a long time ago. There's dust collecting on the body, thinking maybe they starved to death or something. They seem to be, in the way they're positioned, they seem to have been keeping an eye on the very window you're looking through. Like they're expecting something to try to break in there.
That's no good.
Where the hell are we?
I don't like this.
Fun fact, this
do
person
I-
looks so dead that they've been dead before this campaign started. That's how dead they are.
Oh,
It's the deadest.
okay. Somebody should probably check on that. I look up to the bird. Is it still circling around us?
You notice it when it continued to move forward to the other side of the street, but it's like perched on top of a rooftop looking at you all, waiting for you to
Okay.
follow. Doesn't seem concerned about this at all.
Cazador, could you ask if what its name is?
Hey, I don't want to yell from across the street in this creepy place. Can we like go there first?
Yes, you can. We can walk over there, and then you can ask. I'm sorry.
You walk
Yeah.
on over there, and you ask.
Yes. Hey, buddy. Do you have a name?
No.
I should refer. Yeah, I assume that. Do you want to come up with one real quick?
No.
I assume that.
I didn't think
Oh.
so.
Shiny. And you notice he like flies down. He like grabs a pebble that like is wet, so it's got like a shininess to it, and then it like flies back up. It's like investigating it up there.
I'm gonna name him Tony.
So. I
Hey,
mean,
shiny.
I'm gonna be honest. It's just a raven.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
it doesn't really have a name. It does say shiny a lot because they like shiny stuff.
What's the name for shiny things? I'll come up with it later. Let's just go.
And you go to follow it, and that's when it takes you all the way to the edge of town. And when you get there, you see a Strig and a Vulpin and a Jerbeen all standing out on the front porch. Actually, two Jerbeens standing on the front porch of what appears to be a very tall manor. They seem to be discussing
If I knew we
something.
were coming after this, I'd been bringing most of the pack with me.
Okay, you see a big group of people out front.
Oh.
Hmm.
And Saxton, you would notice the Raven first, and then those two just show up from the stream.
How dark is it outside?
Pretty dark, but Willow, a Arctic Fox Vulpin Paladin lady, is carrying a axe that is glowing like it's moonlight. And you notice that her arm looks like it's like a tree branch, and she's holding it.
Growling slightly, I'd whisper, yell, to put out that light.
The rest of the pack scatters.
Oh.
So the rest of you just see a bunch of people just like, some of them even like get on all fours and stuff, like jump over the fence and run away. You couldn't help but notice that all of them, you're not sure if it was your imagination, but their eyes, and no, this isn't as spooky now I think about it for Humblewood. I was going to say their eyes reflect the light, but a lot of Humblewood folk would do that anyway,
Yeah.
so that's not that big of a deal.
This thing kind of has an hour. Do I really have to? I'll do it anyway. Okay.
Nyhm, if you want to do something cool, like you just suddenly appear behind them and say something, you can. Because neither of them have a passive to get past your stealth.
Boo.
I'm trying to think of the sassiest thing I could do, but I'm extremely tired.
You see
I
what looks
couldn't,
like a roguish Jerbeen. That looks like it could hide from you, but it looks very tired.
I couldn't be holding that axe instead of it still being in their hand, could I? It's like, is there like an off switch to this?
Sleight of hand. At disadvantage.
I will give it a try because I have a plus 12 on that.
It's not like 3 times you inside.
It's 27 on the first one. 25 on the second one.
Willow, dexterity saving throw.
Whoa. Dexterity is my dump stat. 17.
Okay. You by the time you register this blur, your axe, Tony, a blur goes by and it takes your axe right out of your hand. And then you see
you
right next to
literally hear
you is Nyhm. And how would Nyhm look now? I know you said you had more knives and stuff, but
probably trying to pull as much of a Batman as possible. Darker clothing. Probably trying to hide it as much as possible.
wearing like a dark blue, not black, because dark blue is actually better. Still.
Well, midnight blue. Something. I'll go with a cross between those because I don't want to give up my black clothing.
Maybe the cloak is or something.
Yeah, really. But the question that you do hear after the blur is literally, is there an off switch for this thing?
What's the switch?
Nyhm, this is very awkward in your hands because you're small size and it's a heavy weapon.
Yes.
So it's like
Probably set it on the ground like a staff and
Oh no.
Pick some dirt over it.
No. Do I have something in my bag? I don't want to dispel it. I have a blanket. I could put the blanket over it. Okay. I put the blanket over the axe.
you notice that the blanket they pull out, it's been such a long time. It has color to it. It's very bright compared to what you've been seeing. You two have been living here long enough. You haven't realized the color saturation here is a lot lower than it used to be from when you were outside of the valley until you saw these two. Especially your blanket. I don't
Yes.
even know what color your blanket is. It could be brown, and it has more saturation than a lot of
As
stuff you guys
soon
have
as
seen.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
As soon as she goes to look in her pack for the blanket, Nyhm leaves the axe where it is, standing up on the ground, and is on the closest wall, perched like perched like Batman.
Okay.
In the heartbeat that that's
So-
happened, I would have already whooshed across up to them as well.
So, are you here the ones who need help and are friends with that raven? Or you're here to help us?
The raven comes down and lands on the window next to Nyhm, and like looks at Nyhm and goes, "Friend." And then looks at Cazador and goes, "Friend." And kind of like circles around your group, and then flies away. It's off to the west.
Who the hell are you?
I mean, to be fair, Madame Eva told us to look for a Jerbeen and a Strig. You remember the names?
Yes, Saxton and Nyhm.
Never heard of him.
Oh. Must be another Strig and Jerbeen then.
Do you know where the Strigs and the Jerbeens, like, camps are?
Do you have a club, maybe? Where like pairs of you hang out? Because I cannot really see, you know.
Hello. There are visitors out here in my front yard at this time of night. As you notice, when the window's open, and one of the
damn
older
it!
hedges, one of the older Mapok ladies is looking outside.
I'm sorry, it probably wasn't us.
How far away is the window from me now?
It's 60. I do like the diagonal.
And do they happen to notice me on the windowsill?
You're on like the building nearby because they were out on the street. You said you hopped over
Oh.
there, so.
Oh crap!
Nyhm, do the thing.
I
Said
disappeared.
Nyhm.
Our cover's been blown. Smoke bomb. Boom.
Nyhm disappears, and there's a knife suddenly being thrown at Saxton.
And catch.
Oh, yes. fucking one.
No, that was the point. I'm fairly aware of his abilities.
But I didn't even look behind me. I just reach up and ching.
I'll cast flame arrows just in case.
Saxton, do you want to be extra and say you caught it with your mouth?
Ooh.
Yeah, I can catch it with my mouth.
Since you're proficient
told me.
with bite now?
Hope it gives you tetanus.
I'm immune to tetanus.
Or none of you?
Anyways,
Were you here to give Madame Bourzel a visit? Just a handsome young lad. Barrel-chested. She's looking at Saxton.
I would slowly approach, getting closer, closing the distance. Yes, smelled some delicious smelling meat being cooked as we were walking down the street, and was attracted to this house over here. Sorry to
Oh.
disturb you if we woke you up.
Oh, that must be Aka. He likes his midnight snacks.
Have I got within 55 feet yet?
Yep.
I want to run up the wall, grapple her, and yank her out.
Roll initiative.
Whoa.
he literally told all of you his plan.
We're doing it live! Oh, 24.
I sent a roll off.
Oh, wow. Everybody roll initiative. Why not?
Oh, I thought that's what we were doing.
Yep. Well, I mean, both Willow and Cazador as well. Though both of them will be
Hi,
surprised.
welcome to Barovia.
Surprise indeed.
What's your dex, Mav?
My dex is +4.
You guys know how
Yep,
I got
we're gonna have to roll off.
Wow.
version of Pokemon White 2.
18.
I went in there to go change out the bag.
Mm.
So he was like, you know what, I haven't started.
7. You get to go first.
Started it off.
Yahtzee!
I mean, I was gone anyways.
Damn. Willow, what did you get?
12.
That sounds like a paladin. I'm sorry. Cazador, what did you get?
Dex is my dump stat.
Yep.
15.
Like I said, it sounds like a paladin.
Can't all be airly.
So, Saxton, you're up there, and you are going to attempt to grapple?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you kidding? I just natted 20.
Okay. I'm not going to do the crit table because it's a grapple. Because if I did the table, there'd be a chance it could mess up your grapple. So, counterproductive.
Grapple, throw her 3 stories down onto the ground.
Okay, and then I will roll a dex check, and she's like, ah! As you can see, this Strig
The rest
just
of the house is now
hop
awake.
up the manor, up to the window, grab this old lady, and just throw her out the window.
I'm sure that they're friends.
I mean, we're trusting a raven, so not at all.
You're making a lot of assumptions with that friend comment.
and she takes some damage.
Well, you know,
The Raven's the one that said it.
Yes, but you're assuming that it was true.
I don't think that raven knew us at all.
It picked up a wet pebble and said shiny. Yeah, smart.
Hey, it's got the heart, okay? It has 1 intelligence.
That's what matters. He got the heart.
Nyhm, you are next.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, my bad.
I've only got 1 attack and I'm a monk, sir.
Okay, she's 30 feet below you.
And I will dive on top of her.
Okay, and you're... Do you use your reaction to feather fall, or are you willing to take the fall damage?
What's that monk trait that reduces my fall damage anyway?
Or, that's what I meant, not feather fall. But you have to use your reaction to do it.
Oh, bonus. No, I'll just land with all my weight on top of her.
Okay. Roll to hit. This is not... Actually, no, this is proficient. You're a monk.
Hold on a second.
Just note, if you throw yourself at the ground and miss, you start to fly.
That'd be 16. Or if she's prone, would that be an advantage or?
Well, no, I will say it's like evened out. Because I guess that's technically a ranged attack in a way. But anyway, you take 4 bludgeoning damage. She also takes 4 bludgeoning damage from your fall. And that's 16 on top.
All right. So I'm on top of her right now.
Yes.
I would call out to my pack to attack the hag. Get her now. So do they run on my initiative or how will they roll?
I'm going to roll for their initiative. Oh, holy guacamole. All right. So I got their initiative of 21. And it is Nym's turn.
I'm not done yet.
You're going to use your bonus action?
I'm going to use Fury of Blows on this witch.
I totally forgot about bonus action. Go ahead. You now have advantage. Definitely.
Well, it has been 2 months, Scotty.
Real
Sure.
quickly, what should I put this as? but
Let's
if
see,
it doesn't
plus
work or defective,
19 to hit.
doesn't match description
19
or
hits.
or it doesn't seem authentic.
D6 plus 4. That'd be 9 damage.
Okay.
She cannot make any reaction attacks.
Okay.
Plus 8. That'd be 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And it's 7 more damage.
Okay.
And can I kick her towards the pack?
You've used all of your attacks.
Ah, but as the Fury of Blows, I can make her do a. Was it
No,
Dex or Strength save?
I was asking, have you used all your attacks?
This is my last attack.
Okay, then this would be a shove. So you'd roll
Oh,
the hit
okay.
as normal, but instead of doing damage, you just push her.
No, with the Step of the Wind, I can either make her not do any reactionary attacks or make her roll either a Strength or a Con, and she'd either go prone or get moved 15 feet away.
Oh,
That's what I'm
okay.
getting at.
Okay, all right. I'll roll. Opposing, what's the DC?
13.
She got an 18 total.
Okay. Then I'll step back and for the pack to come in.
Okay. Is that everything?
Now that's everything.
Nyhm.
All right. He is within 5 feet, correct?
Saxton currently? No, he moved up like.
No, to her.
Oh, she's about 15 feet away.
I thought she didn't get pushed.
No, she didn't. You were sitting on the
Okay.
window on the building next to this one, and she just fell into the front yard.
No.
Is
She's
she
talking about
5 feet away from Saxton?
Oh no! Actually, wait. Sorry. Shit. Yes. Wow. Words.
And I'm the one that took the NyQuil by mistake.
he took the Benadryl.
No, I literally took NyQuil by mistake.
I'm at the DM.
Anyways, so yeah, I will take my movement to get up within melee and stab her with my rapier.
All right, you have advantage. She's still prone.
Yay. Stabby, stabby.
So you two just see these two that the Raven took you to, the supposed friend, just trying to kill the shit out of this old lady.
Does a 18 hit?
Yes.
Yay. So that is, I'm just going to use the dice roller for this one. So 1d8 and then 5d6. All right. 34 stabbing damage.
All right. She, I'm not going to scream it, but she screams the F-bomb as you stab her in the kidneys.
Not sure if it matters, but that is a silvered rapier.
Kat says, yes, that does matter.
Okay. And then I'll use, and just as a note,
Mhm.
since just to make sure it's still relevant, any attack that I make hit or miss because of that feat that I took
Mhm.
negates any reactionary ability, so I
Yep.
don't have to use my bonus action to disengage.
Yep. And
Well,
Saxton
she's already
also,
broken.
yeah. But for future reference,
Oh,
that's also good to know.
Yes. So I will then use the rest of my movement to get to the other side and use my bonus action to hide.
All right, roll stealth.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. 10 plus 12, 22. Passive again.
Nice. then it is the werewolves' turns. And I'm going to say they use their full... you hear a bunch of howling in nearby buildings, Willow and Cazador. And in the same direction all those people fled off to, a bunch of wolves come out of there. Oh, what? How weird.
Weird.
And there's only enough room for like 3 of them to get in there. So 3 of them are going to come in and bite the crap out of this lady. They have advantage
I
because
mean, they can move in, nibble, 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 and then move out for the others to come in. Since she can't react.
Not if it took their whole movement to get there in the first place.
Ever heard of a dog
He's got
pile?
Mechanics.
I'm a truck driver, not a mechanic.
I will stab you.
okay, so
And it'll hurt like shit because it's a silver rapier at that.
I think at this point her they're starting to rip and tear at her, and her skin and spines seem to rip off actually really easily. And it seems less of them doing the damage is doing it, and it's more of like it's just shedding off. And then that's when both Willow and Cazador see that this old Mawpock lady is not what she appeared to be. She appears to be a very ugly, warped version of like a hedge. She's got like a crooked nose. She's got like a pinkish, or not pinkish, reddish purple skin tone to her. Her quills are like black and crooked. She's got a wart on the nose, you know. She's got horns poking out of her head.
Now, did my boys get 2 attacks?
No. But 2 of them did hit. So they do damage. And then immediately after their turns, on initiative count 20, because everybody rolled really good for initiative, stuff happens. There we go. So I'll say the 3 wolves each got to make a Constitution saving throws. Okay. Fail. Just fails. And fail. So, all 3 of the ones that attacked her seem like to get picked up by some invisible force, and they're all flung 30 feet through the air in random directions. Some of them hitting some buildings, one going through a wall of one of the houses nearby. And the lady didn't even... This hag doesn't seem to lift a finger when this happened. Immediately after that, it is Cazador's turn. Oh yeah, Cazador's surprised. I just realized it's still the first round. I did state both you and Willow were surprised, because he did just literally just run up out of nowhere and do that. So then after Cazador is Willow, which is surprised, and then after Willow, it is her turn. And she says, I thought that you had given up on hunting us down, that you had accepted us, but I guess not, you damn mutt. And as she says that, as you're standing on top of her, she, like, gradient fades away and disappears, and the very foot that you had on top of her goes through where she was and lands on the ground.
Damn it!
And you hear a bunch of ruckus going on inside the house. Like, huh? What's going on out there? Holy crap. Did she fall out the window? And then coming up to the door, as it comes wide open, you see two boar folk. And they see what's going on. And they draw their weapons, and both of them disappear. And that's where we'll end it for the night.
God damn it!
I tried to warn you.
So,
Welcome to Barovia.
revamped.
So they're all werewolves now, right?
They're
Is Saxton a
wolves.
werewolf?
You see wolves.
They're wolves.
And Saxton is
Okay.
a Strig, currently.
Okay. Okay. So okay.
So, Plex, we'll go with Callie first. Callie.
Hi. Hello. You can find me at Cap Callie on Twitter. I do art and I have commissions open, and the Willow's great, but I miss Hemlock already, and
Same.
yeah, but I'm glad they're still like all pulled in both of them are like the the light in Barovia that the Strahd wants to put out. So I'm carrying on the legacy. But
The torch has been passed.
it has, and
And had daylight applied to it.
yeah, and his name is Tony. I wrote down that the sword's name is Steve. so Steve and Tony.
Tony is actually from I keep forgetting what they're called, but it's the cat race that's coming out in the next Humblewood series. It was made by those people. It's like their
Really?
craft. I'm gonna say.
Oh.
Just so we can make the
okay.
joke that the maker of it is like a tiger-looking, big, muscular dude, and we made it for
Nice.
you.
So with
Sword.
Tony being Italian and the other one's named Steve, is his last name Buscemi?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, I'll go get the wood chipper.
Oh no. What's wrong with Steve Buscemi? Anyway, next game for me is on Friday, right? It's Retroverse.
Oh yeah, it is.
Vaccine. Scotty and Lluis are both in that. We're doing some stuff. I'm not really sure. but-
Cyblight troll or something? I don't know.
Cyblade Troll.
Celebrate something.
Cyblade something. Check it out. That's at 7:30 on this channel on Friday. And check out Unwritten. I run that game every other Tuesday at 8 o'clock on this channel. Woo, that's it.
Saxton, you got any plugs?
Not that I can think of this week.
Oh,
But
besides your talons
what-
into the jugular of the hack.
Oh yeah. But newcomers to the lens of Kren, be sure to visit the gift shop. It's open between all daylight hours while Strahd is not available.
There is a general store in this village. I don't think any of you have really... Oh no, you guys visited it initially. And it was like all mundane items. And you guys were like, what is this, a general store? And then you left.
Wait, is that the place that charges overpriced prices for their crap?
Yep. Because
Well,
where
that
else are you
takes
going to get
down.
it? Anyway. Lluis. Got any plugs?
Nothing new. I do art. Check out my Twitter. Other than that, I mean, you will find a lot of artists and really talented people on this channel. In not only in this game, but on all the other games played in this channel. Well, Callie and Scotty are also artists, and I know there are also like graphic designers, and we even have voice actors, right? Because
Yeah, Bob is a.
yeah, there's a bunch of people you should absolutely stick around and check them out. Everyone, it's amazing.
All right, cool. Last but not least, to Nyhm, do you got or Saege? Do you got any extra things to add?
I am way too tired to think of anything good to plug right now.
Haha, mood. So on that, I'll say thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you all next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.
Support
Bye.
Scotty. He does great for things for this channel.
They're all gonna die.